Hola, bom dia mundo. This is it, the beginning of our epic journey. If you've been watching our videos recently, you'll know all about the Wandering 8, our travel plans for 2020. We're saying goodbye Portugal today and hello to the world. So today's video is going to be a bit different. We're going to be answering all of your questions about why we're saying goodbye to Portugal and going on this journey. We asked the question on Instagram and you guys responded with what you want to know from us. So I'm going to be driving because we are trying to get through Spain.
Yes.
So let's answer these questions.
Okay. First up on Instagram, we have Walks with Rama, who asked, will you be completely moving out of the house and storing your things? No, we are not going to do that. Actually, a couple of people have asked this question as whether we are moving out completely, and the answer is no. We are keeping our house, so we will be returning to Portugal and resuming our travels there in the springtime. Rio Boy 1999 has asked, Mummy and Daddy, will Nair get a bath before the big trip? I think she could use a spa day.
Nair has already had a wash. I use stain remover as well, so he's looking like a nice fresh new toy at the moment.
When we gave it back to Story and he was all clean, she was like, oh no, it's not brown hair anymore, it's white hair. HM Oliveira 1445, last video until April? Why? Well, we are heading off on a 3-month trip. First of all, we are spending Christmas with family in England and the UK and just doing a few trips around there. And then we are heading off to Southeast Asia with Story and Jay's mum, Irma. She is joining us for the trip as well.
I should say though, it's not the last video we're going to publish until April. It's just the last Portugal video we're going to publish until April. So if there's any misunderstanding there, we are going to still be making videos as we travel through Southeast Asia.
2 pictures in one day. Is Eden going to stay in England? Yes, she is. Unfortunately, we are not going to take her back to Thailand with us. It is far too expensive and a lot of stress and hassle to take a dog to Asia. And we are only going to be there for 10 weeks, so it's not worth taking Eden with us. So she will be staying with family and friends in England while we are away.
A big part of this plan though is that when we do return to Portugal with the caravan and driving around Europe, Eden will get her travels in then. So when we get back on the road, there'll be plenty more Eden in the videos.
Jackie O Photo has asked, I know this isn't what you were asking, but do you have a favourite photographer?
We used to like Laura Ferreira. She was really good.
That's who I was going to say. Laura Ferreira, she was from Trinidad and Tobago, is that right?
Yeah.
And when we were into photography, she was one of our inspirations. She'd done really nice conceptual and just really dreamy images. Back
in the days when we were doing wedding photography, we were inspired by her. So yeah, I'd go with her. Laura Ferreira.
Doi Sackett 76, I'm guessing you are from Doi Sackett maybe? They are asking, hello, will there be in Thailand finally daily vlogs again? There won't be daily vlogs, no. But there will be lots of Thailand vlogs coming up soon. We were discussing whether we might film daily but still publish less frequently so we have more time to edit them and make the videos have more purpose. Because when you film daily, you just end up talking about the same things all the time. We want to make sure that we don't miss out on all of the little beautiful moments in between, but at the same time we've noticed that when our videos have a purpose, they do a lot better and it's better for our channel in general. Okay, next question from Anna Diaz M. Will you guys make it to the Minhao region, see Braga, Gires Park, Viana do Castelo? When we are back in Portugal, most definitely, yes, that's a region that we haven't really explored yet properly, so it is on our list. When we are back in the spring and summertime of next year, we will definitely be heading over to that side of Portugal. So if any of you guys have any more suggestions of areas and places to see in those regions, then let us know and we'll love to check them out and put them on a list of places to go see. Tabitha Garrido is asking, are you planning to homeschool your daughter? Yes, we are. Definitely for the early part of her life especially.
We want to keep Story with us for at least the first 5 years, and then perhaps we'll think about sending her to an alternative school. But we're seeing huge benefits from having her close to us. This way we really get to see her grow up. We've got the time, and this was kind of always the plan in a way.
I am actually currently studying a homeschooling diploma, which I'm halfway through, and I'm enjoying it and it's all going well. I just have to find more time to finish it, but I am doing that as well, just to give me a little bit of an idea of what to expect as we go into the homeschooling. As we want to do more travelling with Story as well, we will be able to homeschool her on the road as we travel. That is the plan. Carlos Susal X66 is asking, what are your plans for 2020 in Portugal?
We definitely want to go down to the Algarve and to spend time exploring the bits away from the coast, the non-touristy areas. I think that will be quite fascinating because we'll be able to see if it is just Little England, like some people call it, or if there's a lot more to it. So I'm looking forward to that.
We would also like to explore the north as well of Portugal, because we haven't really spent any extended time there, and that's somewhere that we haven't discovered yet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to see in Portugal.
Guimarães. I really want to go to Guimarães. Everyone's been telling us that that's a really fantastic area to see. I think we've had about 13 or 14 different people say you have to see Guimarães if you like mountains. So we want to go up there.
Lots more to do in Portugal. Okay, next question from Ecomatic1212. Are you planning to leave Portugal for good someday? Yeah, it's undecided. Yeah, we haven't decided.
We haven't got any plans to leave as such, and we have been talking about where we want to buy in the future, and Portugal is kind of at the top of the list at the moment. So there's a good chance that we might buy some land in Portugal in the future, but we've got no plans to leave at the moment.
Here's a little caravan question from Berry Down, and they ask, does your caravan have a loo and shower on board? Well, currently we don't have the caravan yet. We are going back to England to buy it, but the one we are looking at and the model that we are looking at definitely has a loo and a shower, hot water shower. That's one of the things. You've got to have your home comforts, haven't you? So yes, it does have both of those. So I think that's covered all of the Instagram questions. A lot of you have asked similar questions, so if I haven't read out your name, it's because we've already covered it in our answers. And now I'm going to go over to Patreon and the questions from our 8-milers. So here we go. So first of all, from Patreon questions, we have Alina. How will you be able to prepare food while on the road in all those different countries? Will you have a stove and a fridge? Will you use an app like Happy Cow to find vegan options at restaurants? Yes, I love Happy Cow. I'm always on there. So yes, we will be using that. And some of the places in Thailand we already know where vegan and veggie places are to eat, and we will be going back to those, some of our favourites from when we used to live there.
As we've been planning out our trip, we've also chosen a few accommodation places that have kitchens and kitchenettes, so we'll be able to do our own cooking to fill in the gaps when we just don't want to go out and eat anymore.
Okay, a question from Blanca and Anthony. You've travelled to so many places. Looking back, what are some of the things you wish you'd known or done ahead of time, and how has that knowledge changed the way you prepare for trips now? I'm a horrible packer. I wish I had some wise advice about how to travel lightly, but I don't, because I'm very much a just in case packer, so I always add in things at the last minute. Often the case is that I don't use half of it, and then in hindsight I wish I hadn't have brought it, but I just can't make that decision at the packing stage. So to be more decisive when packing, that's a good one.
One of the best things about how we travel is not planning too much. Sometimes over planning can be your downfall because you start making yourself afraid to do anything. So I feel that over the years I've gotten better at not over planning and just going and getting things done.
We wish we had known about making videos sooner. Because we travelled when we were in our early 20s, we'd done a round the world trip, and none of that is documented like we document stuff now, and we really do wish that we had, because we had so many fantastic things going on and experiences, and we were different people back then, and it would be very, very interesting to look back and see us at our early 20s, to see what we were thinking and doing. and all we have now are just a few memories and a few photos that got printed out at the time. So I wish that we had filmed more back then. Susan Young is asking, does cowboy boots fit story yet?
Oh yeah. Thank you again for those cowboy boots, Susan. We've tried them on story, they still look really pretty, but they're still too big for her. I think she'll probably fit into them when she's about 5 years old.
Okay, next question from Laura McDonald. First of all, she says she lives in Chiang Mai and there's a coffee shop along the moat called the Little Story Cafe, and it makes her smile every time she walks past it. That's really nice, and I think I'd like to find that cafe. And her question is there any chance you would do meetups with some of your Patreon followers? I would love to take you all out to lunch at one of the many great vegan restaurants in Chiang Mai. Well, we have met up with quite a few of our patrons and our followers already, and if when we are in Chiang Mai it aligns nicely, then yeah, we'd love to meet up and go out for lunch. That sounds lovely. And another question is from Ligia Jordao. They are asking, Jay, I think I heard in one of your videos that you have a Portuguese grandfather. If you do, you have the right to Portuguese citizenship. Wouldn't it be cool if you gathered birth certificates on your amazing journey over the next few months? Over to you.
That is an extremely interesting idea. We are actually planning on delving into my family history when we go back to Burma. Unfortunately though, when my mum left Burma, there was a lot of bad stuff going on and they had to leave a lot of their belongings behind, and so it's going to be very difficult to track down the family members properly. My mum doesn't even properly remember my granddad's name. It's that long ago and there was so much happening at the time. But we are going to be visiting the areas where they worked and where they lived, and hopefully somebody somewhere might have that information for us. And if they do, who knows what doors it will open up. So yeah, great suggestion, and I'll definitely be speaking to my mum more about it.
Alright, that is it. I hope that has answered some of your questions about why we're leaving Portugal and heading off on this epic journey.
Overall, we think it's going to be a fantastic journey and it's the perfect time to be travelling with Story. So we hope you enjoy coming along on this ride with us. It's going to be amazing.
And we'll see you in the next vlog.
Bye.
Bye.